1,000 Serbs in Croatia. But there are certain conditions. The Serbian bloc, which includes Kosovo and Montenegro, demands that all peoples willing this agreement be united by one nation. The thesis, okay, Serbs who prefer to live, the Serbian position is the Serbian rights in the neighboring republics must be protected. Interfax, quoting a highly ranked Soviet diplomat, that if the European community introduces sanctions against Serbia, the USSR will discontinue oil shipments to Serbia, to Yugoslavia. Secretary of State James Baker expressed satisfaction with the beginning of bilateral talks between Israel and Arab nations in Madrid. At a press conference in Madrid, he said there is no reason to fear the dropping out of any single delegation. Don't ask me, said Baker, about guarantees. There are no guarantees. This is the Middle East. Today, in South Africa, South African unions called a general strike against a tax on additional consumer costs. 14 organizations supported the strike, saying that the tax will lower the living standard of the African population, the black population of South Africa. Today in the Philippines, widow of the former dictator, Ferdinand Marcos, his wife Imelda Marcos, returned to the Philippines with the condition that she will appear before court for evading taxes, corruption, and other accusations. More than 40 charges have been brought up against Imelda Marcos. President of Czechoslovakia, Havel, met with the heads of the both federations of the Czechs and the Slovaks. By the end of this month, the Republican bodies will agree on the legal standing of the nation, the rights of the citizens to freely express themselves about the future of this joint government. Last night, in the Polish city of Lieblica, the house of Soviet officers burned down. The fire was put out only in the morning with the help of Polish firemen and Soviet soldiers. 1 billion zlotys was the loss due to this fire. The fire erupted in several places at the same time, so it was arson, probably. Today in Sofia, Bulgaria, the first session of the People's Congress of Bulgaria, 13th October, with the elections for this organization, this parliament, Bulgarian parliament, the Union of Democratic Forces and the Parliament Organization for Social Forces, the two main factions of the Bulgarian parliament. Afghanistan President Bullah announced tomorrow dramatic democratic elections and that he might not be re-elected. A forum of the International Police, Interpol, declared three main projects: fighting narcotics, terrorism, and money laundering. Coal will be returned to Germany by the end of this month, as was declared by the Minister of Justice of Germany, Kinkel, during Yeltsin's visit to Germany. The leader of communism, Lenin, the Institute of Marxism and Leninism, has been closed and has been renamed as the Institute of Social and Economic Problems. The former cabinet of this former leader of this institute said that this is the director of the Institute of Marxism and Leninism that was recently closed and renamed Committee of Social Economic Problems. Institute of Socioeconomic Problems. We want to believe that the changes in this institute will be real. Report from Kremlin, today's session of the State Committee of the USSR. Today at the State Committee, discussions started with a normal tone. People at the session knew what's going on, about the urgent economic situation, but they were calm in discussing these problems. Monday, they did not make any dramatic changes today, after loud words spoken previously. Here it was decided that prices will be released. 180 tons of bread is being baked in Moscow. Bread shortages will occur in Moscow, probably. Prices will be released at the same time. The delegates in Moscow decided to be broadcast over TV. Imagine this. Television cameras forced the deputies to carefully choose their words before the television camera. Nazarbayev speaking. How many times do we return? Agreements to be ratified November 13th. Conclusions were brought up by Gorbachev. State Committee is ready to ratify. The work must be completed in 1 week. We have one approach to price control, or releasing prices control. 36,000 people will be jobless due to closing of ministries. The second half of the day of the session was closed. The full report of the State Committee session will be broadcast after our newscast. Mayor's office in Moscow reports that the taxi strike will be cancelled. The warning taxi strike to be held on November 4th will not be held today. The taxi drivers organization talked to the Moscow's mayor office. Much is changing now. Our television system is too young. We must seek the help of nations with much experience, with freedom of press. There's an American-Soviet Commission on Television. Experts from both sides, politicians, specialists, scientists. The idea of Jimmy Carter, who created the special department which would preview all Soviet television broadcasts. This was an American organization created by Jimmy Carter, making political prognosis based on Soviet television. This is the deputy director of the center, Carter's Center on Soviet television. We have watched every single broadcast during the course of many years, and we did not miss anything, any changes in Soviet television. We are convinced that director of the Carter Center of Emory University of the USA. The discussion of Soviet television broadcasts, noting big changes in Soviet television in the last few years. What can you say about our newscast? Can one believe this, our broadcast? Can I believe it? I think the pace is very, very quick. The pace is too quick, but it's very interesting. And I think peace, I think the world that it shows is very wide. It has a wide range of interests and gives the viewer a perspective of the wide world that's going around them. The first working meeting will be held in 2 weeks. discussed will be pre-election campaigns over TV. We hope the work of this commission will be fruitful. The Soviet Commission is headed by Evgeny Permykov. Evgeny Permykov is heading the Soviet Commission. Sports. Good evening. All attention is being paid to tennis right now. Tennis. The Kremlin Cup in Moscow. In a few hours, the matches will start. The best tennis players, 32 participants, will struggle for the Kremlin Cup. We will examine the press centers of other